you're watching News Hour right here on SMB. My name is Rita Cabanyoro. And we start with the Minister of Finance, Economic Development, Honorable Matia Kasaija, has appealed to Uganda Recruitment Benefit Scheme and other sector players to execute framework to extend coverage to the informal sector workers. Now, while addressing the media, he called upon Ugandans to consider thinking about the retirement plan. Pedson Mumbere has more on this.
Promoting financial literacy and providing access to bank accounts have become a popular approach to help the poor start saving. Increasing savings may help individuals meet day-to-day financial demands and invest in their futures. Furthermore, increasing the savings rate in the general population may help promote large-scale changes in the country's economy by allowing increased investment in productive resources. In line of promoting the savings culture as well as planning for the retirement benefits, the Minister for Finance and Economic Planning, Honorable Matia Kasaija, has appealed to the Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority scheme and other sector players to extend coverage to the informal sector. The Uganda Retirement Benefits Regulatory Authority is a government semi-autonomous agency responsible for regulating, licensing, supervising and controlling the retirement sector in Uganda.
All Ugandans in the country's workforce have an established structure for retirement savings. Old age knows no formal or informal worker. It comes to all. During Arumbe, it does not know the rich, does not know the poor, does not know the big, does not know how powerful you are. Death will come, whether you like it or not. I therefore appeal to UBRA and other sector players to institute a framework to extend coverage to informal sector workers. We need now, many of you have heard of our 15 million workers in Uganda. Many of them have been told they are an informal sector. They are working on their gardens in the upcountry. You have got the border boys. You have got the market vendors, that type of people.
Researchers partnered with Foundation for International Community Assistance and the Church of Uganda in this evaluation, which mission is to provide financial service to the world's lowest income entrepreneurs. The government has initiated measures aimed at reforming the pension systems. As of July 2021, the sector had grown 17 trillion worth of assets. It is worth noting that Urebra collects millions per year in a non-tax revenue which is remitted to the consolidated fund and only appropriated by the parliament.
Every Ugandan, you should save money, either in cash or in assets. Never get all the money in the kuchamu and eat and finish it. It's a bad habit. Indeed, the retirement benefit sector has demonstrated its ability to deliver to the NDP3 development objectives by mobilizing Ugandans to contribute to gross national savings. Retirement savings contribute significantly to the country's gross domestic savings, which account for a big proportion of the gross domestic product. In 2020 alone, the retirement benefits sector assets were worth 15.4 trillion shillings, accounting for 11.1% of GDP, which is more than 50% of Uganda's gross domestic savings. As of July 2021, this year, the sector had grown to 17 trillion worth of assets. It is worth noting that as an institution, UBRA collects billions per year in non-tax revenue, which is remitted to the consolidated fund and only appropriated by Parliament.
The sector continues to grow as more Ugandans become aware of the need to save for retirement. Currently, 2.8 million Ugandans are covered under existing retirement benefit scheme. However, this is still low compared to Uganda working population, which is approximately 15 million people. Officials say the sector is working on the informal sector as well.
Saving, you are one of the targeted audience. You can go and start saving. Number two, those are in the informal sector. We are coming up with a plan which is called the National Micro Pension Scheme. There's work in progress. We are trying to put up all the necessary governing structures and all the systems in place, and we shall be able to launch it at some point in time. For now, we are doing everything possible to ensure that we bring quite a number of people on board. But nonetheless, we are in discussion with a number of agencies in the banking side, banking sector, in the telecom side, to see that they can also leverage on their business and encourage people to save for their retirement. So more effort is being done in that spirit.
The retirement benefit sector has demonstrated its ability to deliver to the National Development Plan 3 development objectives by mobilizing Ugandans to contribute to the gross national savings. Retirement savings contribute significantly to the country's gross domestic savings, which account for a big proportion for the gross domestic product. Pedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
Now this is a very good news for our airlines around the country. Uganda Airlines thrives in tough times. Uganda Airlines, amidst many challenges, is set to send another Airbus A330neo to rock the sky yet again. This has been attractive very joyously and a huge preparation ahead of the 27th and 29th flights.
The transaction makes KCB the majority shareholder in the bank, which is the second largest in the country. KCB Group Managing Director Joshua Oigara expects the transaction to deepen the lender's regional presence. Joshua Oigara, CEO of KCB, said in a statement in Nairobi, the purchase follows the securing of the requisite regulatory approvals in Kenya and Rwanda, making the lender the majority shareholder in BPR, Rwanda's second biggest bank, with effect from Wednesday. The combined history of BPR and KCB will take the group to greater heights, giving us a stronger edge to play a bigger role in driving the financial inclusion and economic empowerment agenda in the East African region. He said, KCB has subsidiaries in Tanzania, South Sudan, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, as well as representative office in Ethiopia. Oigara observed that the completion of the transaction in Rwanda will give the Kenyan financial institution a stronger edge in deepening the ongoing group strategy to scale regional presence. This will increase our scale and improve our operating leverage by enabling us to deliver existing retail and wholesale offerings to a wider base of customers in Rwanda while positioning the bank for sustainable growth in the long term. Oigara added, this will increase our scale and improve our operating leverage by enabling us to deliver our existing retail and wholesale offerings to a wider base of customers in Rwanda while positioning the bank for sustainable growth in the long term. Oigara added that the KCB Bank also intends to acquire 100% shareholding of African Banking Corporation Tanzania Bank ABC from ABC Holdings with 96.6% and Tanzania Development Finance Company with 3.4%. He said the proposed acquisition is pending some regulatory approval. Okiru Titus and Pedson Mumbere for Smart 24.
Now we head to KCB Bank, which has completed the purchase of a 76.67% stake in the Brochure Popular at the Rwanda, that is a Popular Bank of Rwanda. Now the Kenyan shillings in regards to 4.6 billion deal worth 24.4 million follows the securing of the requisite stakeholder and regulatory approval earlier this year.
With the addition of the A330-800, To its operator's certificate, Uganda Airline is now resorting to marketing its new products across its network. According to Otim Kenneth, the Public Relations Officer, Civil Aviation Authority, couriers will be traveling to South Africa, Dubai, and China. Kenneth says travelers will have the opportunity to fly in the courier's new wide body, whose cabin comprises 20 full flat business class beds, 28 premium economy seats and 210 economy class seats, totaling to 258 seats.
A bottle holder, and then I assume that I guess the table is kept somewhere here. I have to work it out. Well, we're going to check this later, but here's also the remote control. And this is the recline here in the premium economy. I think it's sufficient. Let's say you fly from Entebbe to Dubai, 5 hours. Why not try premium economy? It'd be very interesting to see how premium economy actually also performs on the African market.
Uganda Airline has, however, been subjected to investigation by IGG by the government due to poor performance and running of the airline. This has attracted the attention of the critics over time.
We still see there is a little bit of nepotism, of lies, of people who want an airline for their own benefit, of hatred of those who could be able to help. You need somebody to put that airline on a track, to give it finance that you require, and to give it good marketing. With the airline already in place and good management with a good team, those two are the most important. Not having bottom half of employing everybody in Uganda because you want to create jobs. Get the airline to start. Let it become self-sustaining. Let it go on for at least a minimum of breaking even 7 years. And then start thinking of how it can, of expanding it, of getting people to see, and people would now have learned how an airline runs. It is not credentialism that we require.
The island, which was founded in May, commenced operation in 1977, had a sharp downfall, and ceased operations in 2001, got revival on 28 August 2019. It procured class configuration with 76 economy seats and 12 first-class seats, which currently flies to Nairobi, Juba, Dar es Salaam, Mogadishu, Bujumbura, Mombasa, and Kilimanjaro. The airline has also suffered other challenges, like being grounded after the COVID-19 spell, getting stuck in Tanzania due to fuel, among other managerial issues. Okero Titus and Pedson Mumbere, Smart 24.
Now that brings us to the end of this particular news hour. Smart 24 TV and SMB continues. Rita Cabanyero.